Right folks, this is lesson 67, and today I thought we'd have a change from, it was an evening sky, a sort of an end of the day on the Broads there. I thought this time we have a woodland scene, and the colour there on screen for you, it's the raw sienna, the alizarin crimson, weak alizarin crimson, ultramarine and burnt umber as a mix, and French ultramarine on its own. So that's your colour setup. I think I can move them now because you're quite familiar with them. And let's see what we're going to do with the painting. Right, this is our picture I've chosen. This is a sort of a bit of a path that leads you into the painting, of course, which is also important. Some distant woodland behind it like that, and some close-knit trees in amongst this lot here. Okay, see how we go with that. So we'll start with the background by doing the sky first. Let's just put a bit of sky in, a bit of clean water there. I think I'll have a touch of sunshine in. Some sunshine in that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Can't we do a bit of sunshine? Touch of sunshine. Clean the brush. And then to go, wipe some of that off for a start, it's too much. And then I've got some ultramarine, the nice blue that I use a lot, which is lovely. Not much cloud on this one today, just a nice day. There's a lot happening in the foreground, so when I get a sort of a scene like this, I don't want to sort of have a busy sky, because there's enough going off without sort of massive clouds and sort of this, that and the other. So this is just a simple backdrop of a sky, which is all we need. Another touch of alizarin in the base of that sky there, just to sort of give it a little bit of depth there. Nothing special. In fact, I think that sunshine's a bit too strong as well, so we'll clear that one out as well. Right, see where we're going with that. Lovely. Now that's enough. So now I can concentrate on adding to it. And what I mean is adding to it is starting with the background scenery and building our way forward. So we start with the back to start with, and let's have some distant woodland, if you like, just depicted in the background. On the first bit it'll be sort of, I'll put a mark on there, touch of ultramarine, with a touch of, just a touch of alizarin crimson. And let's just put in some suggested woodland areas around here. This is background stuff, so they're only spear carriers. There's nothing special. They don't want to be too strong either. So we know there's something going up in the back there. That's lovely. That's all it needs. And then of course in front of that there'll be some sort of bushes and trees and stuff which are closer to us. So we'll get a stronger mix this time. And this time I'm using that French ultramarine and the burnt umber, and that should give me a stronger mix into this mix here, like this. Look. And it's all wet into wet, this, and it's blending into it, and it's a sort of a background that we can't see much of. It's there, but we don't know what's happening. That's good enough. As I say, it's very wet, so it's going to do its own thing. Just take out that there, it's on the base of it. I don't want that in there. It's no good to me at all, that. Take out this well here. I'm going to lose that. But as you can see, it's just developing the background. I might have a little bit more stronger mix of that ultramarine and burnt umber, just to give me a sort of another layer in the background there. Let's have a look at that. Oh, that's too brown, that. I've got my test piece of paper there. I like that because if I don't, I'll make a pig's ear of my picture, won't I? I'll make a mess of it anyway. Right, so let's have one or two little bits of pieces in the background. Still wet into wet, of course. Of course, sometimes these will make a bigger impression because it'll be a bit taller. The thing is, it's giving me a layer right at the back there. There's the sky. There's the first layer. There's the second layer just there, and this is the third layer. So we've got 3 layers, and we're only on the sky. So we're creating depth. Don't forget, we've got a flat piece of paper, folks, and we want to make the people looking at your painting think it's 3-dimensional. And that's what it's all about, creating an effect. It's called aerial perspective, if you want the technical terms. We're creating depth by colour and stuff like that. So that'll do for the background, and probably, and as soon as I dry that, it'll dry off quite well, a lot paler than that. But before I dry it, I'm making this up as I go along, folks. So bear with me. Give me a rigger if I can find one. Here we are. There's a rigger. The old rigger. This is the little nice brush for doing bits and pieces with. This is number 2 rigger. And I can use some of this stuff here. A bit more bluey, I think, this time. I want to put in here some. Whether it'll work, I don't know, but it's a bit of distant stuff in like this. It's woodland, and some of it's in the background, so we don't want to see it all, do we? This is the stuff. It's nice to create an effect. Perhaps a little bit down here as well. That'll do. I don't want to mess about too much. And that's just the background I want. Now I can sort of just dry that off a bit, because it's bleeding onto me on my trees and stuff like that. I don't want that. In fact, I'll just mop that off first. That's how wet it was, and it goes. You get a capillary action, and it goes all over your trees, and you don't want that. There's another one here. Look. Let's get rid of that. Right, that'll do. That appears dry now, so we've got our background done. So let's see what we're going to do next. Now, the next thing I want to sort of concentrate on is there's several sort of trees which I call foreground trees or mid-ground trees. There's a tree there, there's a tree here, there's one here, there's the biggish one here, and then a smaller one there. So these here will be quite in the foreground, and this one will be. Then we've got to shove some others in the background. So I want to get some colour into this now. Well, before I do, I'll tell you what I'll do. I want to just jot in this here path. Let's get that in before I forget. You get to my age, you forget things, you see. So we'll just drop that in. That'll take it into the distance around there. Leads it in. And of course I can't help just The front of that will be stronger, won't it? Just here, or it goes in the distance. It'll get it gets a little bit more strength of colour just round here. It leads the eye into the picture. There it goes. If you're wondering about the thirds, I think our tree here is on the thirds. That's the important one, let's say. Well, there's our sort of pathway done. We can forget that for a while now. I want to just put in some distant trees, or distant mid-trees. Let's have a look at this. We'll have some burnt umber there. We've got that on our palette, haven't we? The burnt umber. But I don't want them too strong. I don't want them to jump out at me. And drop one or two in the distance. I think there's one about here. What about here? Nothing much. The saplings that haven't really made it. But they're there. So they're sort of settling down in the background. So another couple here. Plenty of firewood here, isn't there? Right, and so one about here. Distant stuff. They're only spear carriers, so don't worry about them. Let's see what I've got now. Right, now I want to start putting some of these other trees in now, but obviously they want to be a bit stronger to bring them forward, don't they? So I'll use that burnt umber again. I'll use a stronger brush this time, a bit bigger brush. This is number 6, I think it is. So I'll mix a bit more of that. I might put a touch of raw sienna into it because I want it to come forward, not just brown. It'd be a bit of a glow in it. Let's see if I can get these in. This is one just here. There's one just about there. There's one just about here. Now, as this one further, this one a bit similar picture plane. This one. And of course, while there's evidence of these there, what I want to do also is make them. We've got to decide where the light's coming from. That's one thing we've got to decide. And I think the light to do is that yellow glow there, so it's coming from that side, which will be quite nice, won't it? So we'll have the darks on the trees on the opposite side. So we've got to have some indication of darks on these trees here. And don't bother with the background ones. We've got plenty going up in the foreground. Let's say this side of the tree will be dark, won't it? Might be stronger than that, in fact. Let's really go for it. This is our French ultramine burnt umber. Gives a nice juicy colour. That's better. One about here. Helps you've got a steady hand for this. I said I've forgotten those background trees. They'll look after themselves. Now there's a couple of trees which I think is foreground stuff. I'm going to paint these in a slightly warmer colour. Still using the same stuff, but in a warmer colour. That's my phone going off, if you can hear that, folks. It's just don't worry about it. It's not important, whatever it is. So this is, I put some raw sienna into this, so this has made it slightly warmer. Slightly warmer than that one just behind it there. So it's brought it towards us for a bit. Right, and of course this will have some darks on it as well, won't it? So we've got to remember that. Let's have some juicy darks on this. Lights from the right, don't forget, we've decided that. So we'll get some nice darks on this side. This is that dark mix of ultramarine and burnt umber, just to sort of, yeah. So we can see the light glowing on that side there. So that's that. There's our big tree here. What I might do is put some one or two side branches in here just to keep people happy. Just a few. Perhaps one or two on that background one there. Behind that one. Some on that side. This is the beauty about not drawing them in first, because if you draw them in, you've got to follow the lines, haven't you? This way, you can make it up as you go along. It's dead easy. Makes life a lot easier, a lot simpler. And life's about being easy. Don't worry about it. Down there like that, twiddly bits. And I think it'd be nice to have the odd branch coming out of the foreground here, wouldn't it? Just could be down there. Well, I'm coming out the centre here, going across that one, and by crossing over that one, it's put that one behind it, hasn't it? So this one's in front now, which is nice. Keep that dark flowing on that side because the light's from the right, isn't it? I don't know what kind of trees you'd call these. I suppose they're some are like I've got behind my studio, my shed I call it, I've got a woodland glade, and it's got trees very much like this, and there's lots of them, and the foreground ones are all sycamore, which are a blooming nuisance in summer, because what they do, they send these like little aeroplanes down all over the lawn and all over the garden and see themselves. And of course, in no time, you've got a sort of a 6-inch plant, a tree, growing in your beds and stuff like that. I mean, Carol's the gardener, she goes mad. She hates it. And yet we love the woodland behind us, so you can't have everything. Apart from in autumn, and then it becomes a bit tiresome because we get a few leaves about. Have a nice one down here. dropping over that, linking over that lot there. Be nice. Dark in there. And then we'll do some on this one, and then concentrate on the big tree. So really, because we haven't had nothing to put lines to follow, we can put these lines anywhere we want and say, and it's a right crisscross now. It's like leaves do, like trees do. They do this, and it's a nightmare if you try and draw it. See where we're going. Nice little one coming out of here, that is. I like these branches coming down it. Let's put a bit more dark in that left hand side. That's it, brought it down a bit. To paint raw sienna, nice and bright. It's our foreground tree. It's our the fat lady that sings the songs. You know, the opera singer. That's the main one, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the one that's our main one. So we've got to give it a bit more treatment. Let's see what we've got for this. A nice brighter colour. And this is the raw sienna. Which puts it in front of the other lot, doesn't it? I'm going to darken it obviously with some shadows and that, but we can tell from the word go that's our main tree. It's our focal point, if you like. Put a couple of branches coming off that. Got to cover that one up for a start. See, this one is covering those trees behind it, which is, it overlaps it, which it would do, wouldn't it? So you've got to think in terms of that. A bit thicker up there. It was too thin to start with. Don't matter if it goes out the top of the picture. Though I wonder where that's going. Bit of mystery in your picture. What more do you want? Let's see which one. And let's get some. Now I want some darks on the left hand side. Mix a bit more of that dark stuff. That's the burnt umber or the French ultramarine. While it's still wet, it'll all seep in and be lovely. It will. I want it to seep across here like that. That'll be under the sun, won't it? So we'll be out that side. This one will be on that side. Soften that a bit and around the edge. But keep the light light tree. I don't darken it all, but just it lets you know that the sun's coming from the right. I like that. That's really juicy, that bit. Some juicy darks in the front of this. This will bring it really in front of the others. This is the same colour, the ultramarine and the burnt umber, and makes a stronger mix, hardly any water. So it's sort of creeping round the tree, and it's obviously stronger than that one. And it'd be nice if we got a nice couple of branches looking like that, coming out of the centre of the tree. Let's have a look at that next, shall we? I love making it up as I go along. It makes. I enjoy the painting there, you see. So centre of the bush. That's where the branch is coming out, but it's overlapping that. And it'll come down like that. See? Okay. Another one going up, coming down from this side and coming this way. So it's got one or two different branches there to keep us happy. We'll have another branch in there. It's a bit bare there. We'll have another branch in there. Just here. Darken it off. Of course, the more trees you put in, the more work you've got. So don't make a rod for your own back with this, will you? Right, that'll do for now. Now I want to experiment with something anyway with this. So we've got our trees in. We've got this, and we've got this. Looks like it's snowing, doesn't it? Well, it's not snow, folks. Now what I want to do now is, as it's spring, what I was going to do with you is, the first thing we get in spring, and that woodland glade behind my shed, it's covered in daffodils. Not daffodils. It's covered in bluebells. I thought it'd be nice if we had a sort of a bluebellish scene, wouldn't it? Just to create a sort of a different picture. So let's have a look at see what we've got for bluebelly, shall we? And I like cobalt blue for this. It's quite a useful blue. And of course the greens you've got are spring greens, aren't they? Which is also delightful as well. So let's just see what we've got here. I'll take some colour out of that. See what we've got there. I'm going to mix some. I'm going to test some bluebelly colour. Bluebelly colour. If you want to have a better word of it. That looks quite nice. And I thought if I had sort of a range of these in the background here. Let's see how it goes from here. Just about here. I mean, they're absolutely the bluebells. In the distance, see what happens is you don't see grass at all. You see bluebells. It's as simple as that. And it's nice that we get this effect. Of course, it's what happens is in the distance the bluebells merge into one colour. Just a patch of blue, which is nice. I like that. So let's just put a bit of a background in there of blue. Of course, I want some greens in there as well, don't we? So we'll have some spring green in there. And I'm going to mix a spring green. Oh, so the spring green I'm going to use cadmium lemon. I like this cadmium lemon. It's ideal for spring greens. This cadmium lemon. and intermix into that a touch of Windsor blue red shade. That's a Windsor blue. Is it just any nice blue you've got will do the trick. Just to give you that springy look. Let's see how we go with this. It might be too big, that brush for that. Let's get on a smaller brush. We're going to get some spring greens in here like this, look. And of course the areas get bigger as they come towards us, but let's get the undulating ground here, so we're going to get all sorts, aren't we? Just picking some of that green up there. Same across here, look. Bring it forward. Keep going with the colour. That's the cad lemon, the Windsor blue red shade. That's strong enough. I'm trying to bring forward these grasses, and they've got to be stronger as they come towards me, won't they? Of course, in the foreground, right at the foreground, you get some darks like this. Break the edge of that path up. Of course, you get some darks on the bottom of the grasses here. I'm trying to zip along quick, so I don't bore the pants off you. Right. Now the grasses will get a bit more full on as they come towards you. Still using that same value, the Cadmium lemon and the Windsor blue red shade. And let's bring some of this into here. Over the path. Of course, the narrow, or the lines get narrower as they go further back because there's more distance to cover, like that. Just keep it coming forward. juicy dark in this corner here. That's lovely. Take a bit of that weight off there. And I was going to say, I'll put a bit more. I was going to wait till it dries, but I thought, no, I'll go for the blue on it. Go for the blue as it comes into it. You can't paint every bluebell, folks, so don't try that. Or it would look like you've really cracked it, or you're cracked. Just keep doing the bluebells. And once you get near the front, you see much more green, because the bluebells are sort of, if you look down on them, they're quite sparse. You know, it's only the view from a distance which looks like all blue. The way you tell them. There's some blues down here. Lovely. And don't be frightened till you want 2 bits of white in there like that. It looks as though you've forgotten it, but you haven't. You're trying to create some kind of a sort of bits of white comes into it. But we're creating some depth here by layers of bluebells and layers of woodland. Just keep it going. See what we've got with this one here. There's bluebells just come behind that tree there. There's bits of blue in here, see like this. And as you go further back, that blue is more of a strip, because it's all blue. That's all you can see. The strip of blue, which is lovely. Something along here, let's see. So I hope I'm putting you in the spring feeling as we go into spring, which is nice. Put a bit more lemon in here. Let's put some lemon in there. We can. That lemon gives you a nice spring green. It does, especially when if you put nearly neat lemon there. You see, you get sort of the light's coming from there, and you get a nice effect of spring green on it. I love experimenting like this. It's a lot of fun. Spring green coming around here, look. The light, catching the light, this is just here. Across there. I'm using just this is Cadmium lemon, folks. I'm just dotting in here, in amongst the greens and that, just to give me a nice sunnier feel. As I go over the edge of the path, so it loses that B&Q look then. You don't want it to look like it's just been manufactured. Of course, you can get this stuff. I said it's this cadmium lemon. It's opaque, and you can go up the side of put grasses in up the side of the trees and things like that. It's amazing what you can mess about with. Now I want to try something with this. It's an experiment, this, folks, so it could go wrong, but don't worry about it. If it goes wrong, that's life. But we'll make some of that cadmium lemon. I'm trying to sort of put some. That's it. That's lovely. That bit of grass around this woodland in the foreground. This is cadmium lemon with just a touch of winter blue bread shade on it. Might take a bit longer, but it's just worth mucking about with, so you can sort of introduce some stuff in that you like. And then again, if it amounts to make some darks on the bottom of these grasses and that use of the burnt umber and the ultramarine just to get some darks in it. Down about here we're going to get some darks in here, you see. And this foreground stuff, it just helps to bring your picture together. I'm going to put some shadows in from these trees because I want to sort of anchor them down. Using that same colour, that burnt umber and the raw sienna. Let's. The light's coming from where? Have we decided? Yes, we have, haven't we? We decided it's coming from the right. So therefore, the light's on that side of the tree, on that side of the tree, just as we said we would. And of course, what you're going to get is this. You're going to get a shadow from that tree, and the shadow. This is going to cast a shadow across the path there, isn't it? Which is lovely. And of course that goes across the path, and that one is going to go across there like that, and behind that one. And this one is going to go like this across here. So we get some nice darks there as well. So I like these darks in this corner. Brings it forward, doesn't it? there's nothing to put in this path here. That path is in fact, a figure might help this, do you know? A touch of Windsor Blue red shade in there as well. Just a touch. Drop it in. So there we go. Now what I want to try to do now is let's flick some bits on here. Because there'll be leaves on this stuff at this time of the year, won't they? It's a little bit softer than that. I'm going to put some little branches in amongst this lot here, which will pick up some of these little bits of greens I've put on. Twiddly bits going down here. Do darks in this foreground here. These grasses, just bring them up into it. So we're just trying to. You get the touches of them in various parts of the wood, won't you? Little bits of. You heard a funny noise then. We got a couple of pheasants that seem to like our garden because we feed the birds, so that's probably why. And then we get partridges and all sorts. Just put 1 or 2 darks in here just to bring this forward a bit. Leave that background. Just link up these dots I've made. Cut through that one. Break up the lump, you know. Where's my rigger? There it is. Might just put a touch a bit on the bottom of the one here. I'm fiddling a bit now, so I'm getting to the stage where take the brush off me. foreground blue. I'm starting to fiddle now, which I always promised myself I won't. So in the foreground, so you see bluebells, but it'll be individual ones as opposed to map areas of them. So we'll see one or two around here like this. Then in the distance they go into bands of colour. Figures, I promised figures, didn't I? Right, I'll put some figures down. I think it'd be nice if we had Fred and Mabel on a nice spring walk. He spoils her, he does. Absolutely spoils her. Right, come on Fred, let's get you cracking. And nice, because these are mainly cool colours, the stuff that's around here, so I think we'll slip Fred in. And if I put them further down the lane, it'll take you into the picture, I think it will. So that's what we'll do. Not make them too big. I think that's dried now, I think, hopefully. So here's red. I think I could do with a smaller brush for this. Smaller brush, folks, a smaller brush. Get the rigger, that'll do it. And of course, cadmium red is also opaque, so it should cover what I'm trying to cover. That's that dark there. Let's take me some trousers on. It's only spring, it's a bit drafty still. So Fred's down here. And of course, this is Mabel. She's put some lemon on. Put a lemon, that'd be nice. Lemon. Put a lemon top on, just for a change. She's got a lemon top on. Stood close to Fred. This is before they were married. There. Oh, it's romance that. Oh, I didn't have to get you that. Let me see now, just a touch of oh, she got these matching jeans from C&A's closing down sale years ago, and they're still going strong. I think they get them from TK Maxx now, or Primark. Well, it might be Primark, or we call it Primarni. Let's see what she's got some trousers on. And she's a dark-haired girl. No, we'll put her as a redhead. Yeah, she'll stand out as a redhead, won't she? Yeah. Come on, Mabel. Lean your head towards Fred. You're courting. Oh yes. And of course, before I say you haven't put a shadow in, they're in the shade of this here one here. Okay. Before I get some rude comments or some more suggestions. Anyway, folks, if I try and do any more, I'll be fiddling. So I think for today, folks, that's it. That's all for today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this. We're in spring, and we're going to get the daffodils very shortly. And I thought this one has set you off, and it's a nice, quick, easy one for you to do. You don't have to draw it. Just whip some trees in, put the cobalt blue in there for the bluebells, and some cadmium yellow. Cadmium lemon is a nice colour to bring this foreground towards you and soften that background. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. So until then, folks, goodbye. Bye bye.